We're starting out trolling for bait. I'm limited on bait. Where I'm catching numbers of skipjack is not the place to catch these numbers of big catfish. I can catch a few in here, so what I do is, between each one of these spots I fish, I troll a little bit for these skipjack. I can usually pick up one or two here and there back in here. They're just not thick back in here where I'm catching these catfish right now. Either way, I need some bait. I believe I got bumped right there. We're trolling back here to some real shallow water. We're working small pockets and shallow water for big catfish. I've been on this shallow water pattern for several weeks. I've managed several 40-pound class fish, a 62-pound class fish, and just a ton of numbers of fish. The hot zone seems to be in anywhere from 8 to 3 feet. And what you're looking at here is a giant back creek system. I'm not going to be fishing this actual creek. All you're going to get out of here is a bunch of little dinks. There's these small little pockets, these tiny little bitty coves, small stuff. There's no actual creek running into them. They're just these little pockets of shallow water off this main creek. When you pull in there, the water temperature jumps up 5 degrees immediately. And right now, this time of year, the catfish are stacked in there. Of course, not every one of these pockets has them. You have to go in and out, and that's what we're gonna do. Sometimes I don't get skipjack like this. Sometimes I just get white bass, and those will do. Fish will eat them too. A big fish eating a smaller fish ain't nothing new. Water temps right now are 57. When I jump into these little pockets, it'll go well over 60 degrees. Looks like I done caught a leave on my skipjack rod. This is the first pocket I come to. I didn't get the water temperature rise like I wanted. Either way, it's the first one. We're gonna work every pocket in this thing. Not all these pockets will produce the same. Some of them are gonna have some big fish. We're gonna hit every one until we find the big fish. Starting in 2 foot and dragging out. Like I say, this pocket did not produce the warm water effect like I wanted. Either way, it was on my way, so I gave it a go. There's about 10 little pockets in this one back creek that I'm gonna work. And when I get on fish, we'll stay in that pocket a while, see what's in there. There's an old theory that says 90% of the fish are in 10% of the water. We just got to narrow down that 10%, and it should be a good day. The hot zone has been 3 to 8 foot, so once we've worked our way past 8 foot, we'll try pocket number 2. All right, y'all, we've hit 8 foot. Let's cruise on to the next pocket. I've seemed to tie a connection with a rise in water temperature with these pockets. So the next time I pull in a pocket, I'm going to look for that rise in water temperature. A slight temperature rise, like 2 degrees. We'll try it. You can see how them drift sinkers will hang, and they'll usually pop. Most of the time, if it does hang, I can release tension off the line and pop it a couple times and get it up. I've only lost 2 of these drift weights in about 20 trips of doing this, so if I see I'm going over something too nasty, I'll go ahead and pull up and move out of that area. They work fairly well, at least around here anyway. Just working these smaller coves inside the main back creek system. All right, y'all, we made it past through this one. Let's go to the next one. When you find these fish, they will usually be stacked up in there. Still trolling for one of those elusive skipjack. They haven't been easy to get this far down on the reservoir. I know a spot I can get them, but that takes away from my catfishing time. Either way, we fixing to pull into cove number 3 or pocket number 3. Pretty soon we're gonna score. Once we score, they should be stacked up and we should be able to score numbers. I just seen a skipjack pop about 200 yards from here. Ain't doing me no good over here. We're pulling into the cove. Just wait till I get to about the 8-foot mark and then I'm gonna throw my baits. These coves aren't very long. It don't take you but a minute to cruise through them. There we go, there we go. No giant, but at least we're starting to find fish. There's one. Oh, he's pulling drag. He's pulling drag. That fish is pulling drag. He's still pulling drag. This is a respectable fish here. Woo! See what we got. Oh yeah, that's quality fish. Quality fish. That's a quality fish. That's a quality fish. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I need a bigger boat. I need a bigger boat. He's chewing me up. Woo! There's quality fish. Looks like pocket number 3 is the spot for me. We'll work it a little more, see if anything else comes out of it, Now we'll hit some more of these things. That's a fish. That's a fish. That's a big fish. Big fish. He ain't that big, man. He just hit hard. He hit real hard. I can't believe that's all that is, man. He pulled the drag out of there. He pulled the drag out of there when he hit that. And my drags ain't really loose either. Just the water temperature, I guess. Either way, it's a nice fish. And he ain't done yet either. He ain't done. Another respectable fish. I need a bigger boat. I need a bigger boat. Well, I know they are hitting gizzard shad. I brought some of them because I knew the skipjack were kind of tough in here. Not a bad fish. Let go of my hand. Let go. As long as we keep catching them in here, we'll keep going. We'll eventually spook them out in this little cove. I may have one on this skipjack head right here. I've got one on the skipjack head, man, because he's going that way. There we go. My line's getting in my trolling motor up here. I gotta fix this real quick. We got a mess now. Old flathead. Lost my biggest skipjack head to that little bitty flathead. Woo! See if I can fix my lines. Don't seem to matter if the bait is big or small, they eating it. Don't seem to matter what kind it is, skipjack or shad. I got some white bass in there, we may try it here in a minute. Got just a light breeze today. The wind's just kind of pushing me in here now. That's fine with me. Too much wind is hard to deal with. All right, y'all, we're gonna make one more pass through this thing, and then we're gonna work another one. This little bitty thing, you can spook them out pretty easy. It's not very big in here. So let's make one pass out. Let's work some different area for a little bit. I see a couple on that side of the creek we can work. We are extremely shallow. I'm looking at the bottom right here. That's a fish. That's a fish. He was swimming sideways on me. Well, we got a bite quick, but we didn't score in pocket number 4. Water temperature jumped up 4 degrees in this one. This might be the one we're looking for. It's pretty shallow all the way in, 8 to shallower for quite a ways, so we'll have a lot of good dragging warm water area. Let's see if pocket number 5 is alive. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. There we go. There we go. Big fish. Big fish. Pocket number 5 is alive. Oh, he come off. He come off. You gotta be kidding me. Oh man, that was a big fish. Oh man. That was a big fish. Oh man, he had a stride on him. Oh lordy. Man. Oh. He was going sideways, but I could feel the stride. He was big. Shoot. Well, we'll work this area a little bit, see if we can get anything else. Something's gonna go wrong. It goes wrong on them big fish. That was a good fish. That was the biggest one of the day for sure. As soon as we hit that water temperature jump, we found a bigger fish. There's something playing with me. We know there's more than one fish in here, plus a big fish. We'll cruise around this thing for a little more. That inspired me. There you go. There you go. Old dinky fish. Old dinky fish. We wasn't wanting no dink fish. Either way, we hit that temperature rise and we're in catfish again. Some of these pockets the temperature rises, some it doesn't. A lot of that has to do with what the bottom's made of, water depth, all that good stuff. He's obviously going to keep that skipjack head, so. I've got 35 knives in this boat and I can't find one of them. There's a fish. There's a fish. Cove number 5 is definitely alive. The fact that I hooked that one big fish in here is why I want to stick around. See if he stayed in town. He might have just bit down and not been hooked, so he ain't spooked. He's still in here in an aggressive mood. That's why I want to spend a little more time in this thing before we book on out of these smaller sizes. As soon as you pull in here and you watch that 5-degree rise, this is the spot, at least this time of year, at least right here. It's working for me, as you can see. Gosh. Oh, shoot. That's a fish. I thought that was a snag. Oh, no, he come up again. I let it go slack, man. The way it went down, I thought it was a snag. Put slack in the line. Another big fish out of number 5, man. I thought that was just hung up. Oh, man, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, man. Makes you want to hang around number 5, don't it? Golly. If I would have thought for a second that was a fish, I was starting to cuss, man. I thought it, because I'm getting a lot of hang-ups in here. Man, you gotta be kidding me. Golly. That was a fish. Oh, man. You gotta be kidding me. He won't bite again. He was bigger than that first one I lost. It went down slow and easy, just like when you get hung up. It literally stopped my trolling motor dead in its tracks. And so I see, now that's what a snag looks like right there. That's a snag. And that's what I thought was on my line. Looked just like that, man. That was a big fish. You gotta be kidding me. Gave him slack and that was all it took. Shoot. If anything goes wrong, it's gonna go wrong on them big fish. You gotta be kidding me. Man, when it completely stops the boat like that, like it's just hung up, trolling motor pulling and the boat's just dead stopped, I just thought it was a snag. Next thing you know, it just starts pulling, man. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And then it went slack, and then it broke my heart. Fishing ain't always catching. I'm in the right spot. But a fish that'll just dead stop the boat like that, definitely probably over 60. No telling what that was. The potential's real around here. There is a lot of hang-ups in here, is why I was just assuming it, you know. This is one of the worst ones for getting hung up. Let's get out of number 5. I'm gonna call this Bad Luck Cove right here. Pocket number 6, all the way up to 65 degrees. I got a bad taste in my mouth from that pocket number 5. That ain't gonna do right there. Alright people, we're back here in cove number 5, Bad Luck Cove. Number 3 was productive. We're going to give it one more shot through here, and then we might hit number 3 before we leave out. I got a piece of white bass on now. Maybe that'll ward off some of the small fish. We're going to give this about 2 passes. If it don't produce, we'll go back to number 3, call it a video. There, see what I mean? You get hung up a lot in this one. Gosh, I just tied this. Ah, that's some tough line right there. We'll try it one more time with one bait till I can get another one tied. I just tied that one on and put that piece of white bass on. Hung up again. Hung up again. You gotta be kidding me. Whatever that was, it cut me clean, man. Like I say, this is just Bad Luck Cove right here. I just tied one on. Bottom line, I ain't got a bait in the water here. Good Lord. Cut me clean like a knife, whatever it was. All right, y'all, let's get back to number 3 before this place gets the best of me. I've cut so much line off, I ain't got much left on that reel. All right, people. I'm gonna change the title of this video to Bad Luck Cove. Y'all get the drift. I was on a pattern that any of these little pockets could produce numbers of fish and big fish. I had gotten some big fish. Last few times I've tried it, I've landed several 40 class fish and a 62 doing this in the last couple weekends. Had some quality fish today, got numbers of fish today. I had my shot at 2 big fish, and if I had hooked them fish in any other of the 5 coves, I probably would have landed those fish, but the problem is, I hooked them over there in Bad Luck Cove. I've lost a total of 1 drifting stick sinker in the last 20 trips. And over there, y'all didn't see it, because I kept editing all that out. I lost about 10 in that 1 cove, which is why when the big fish hit, I thought it was just another snag. Only problem is, that snag started moving. By the time I figured out it was a fish, turned my trolling motor off, he had swam back, got some slack in the line, and that was all she wrote. Either way, this is a video. There was fish in the video. That makes it a fishing video. This is Catfish Day with another one. Signing out.